Hello and welcome to Nemo Bank. A laboring patient, a baby's head that was at 0 station is suddenly found at -3 station. Do you know what this single critical sign means? By the end of this video, you will. We are all going to analyze the classical USMLE case and give you a simple mnemonic to make sure you get this question right every time. Let's dive in. Let's start by looking at the case vignette. We have 32 years old woman, gravida 3 para 2, a 38-week gestation, who comes to the hospital with contractions. The first thing we search for in patient history is a risk factor, and we find a huge one. She had a cesarean delivery in her second pregnancy. Why is this so important? A C-section creates a scar on the uterus. The scar is a point of weakness. During powerful contraction of labor, this weakened scar can separate. This is the single most important risk factor for the condition we are about to diagnose. Now let's look at her initial presentation. When she arrives, everything seemed to be going well. Her blood pressure is 100/60, and her pulse is 100 per minute. The fetal heart rate tracing is reassuring. It shows moderate variability, multiple acceleration and no deceleration. This is tell us the baby is well oxygenated. On physical exam, her cervix 6 cm dilated and 60% effaced, and the baby head is at 0 station. 0 station is our baseline. It means the baby head is engaged in the pelvis, right where it should be for this stage of labor. So the before picture is a patient with a uterine scar who is in active labor, and this moment everything appears normal. After 2 hours, situation changed suddenly and dramatically. This is where you need to pay close attention. The patient suddenly become restless and complain of sudden intense pain in lower abdomen. This is not a normal contraction. It is a sign that something catastrophic has just happened. The second clue, fetal distress. We look at the fetal heart monitor, and it's no longer reassuring. It is now showing recurrent late deceleration. This is an anomalous sign of fetal distress, often caused by reduced uteroplacental blood flow. The third clue here is vaginal bleeding. The exam now show a moderate vaginal bleeding. This can happen because the pregnant uterus is highly vascular. And the clue number 4 is the most important clue that point directly to the diagnosis. The new pelvic exam shows the baby vertex is now at -3 station. Let's pause and think about this. 2 hours ago, the baby was at 0 station. Now the baby is at -3 station. This means the baby has moved upward, back out of the pelvis. This is the loss of fetal station, and it is the classic pathic mnemonic sign of uterine rupture. So now we have our diagnosis. Let's work through the other answer choices to see why they are incorrect. Abruptoplasty can be present with vaginal bleeding, abdominal pain, and abnormal fetal heart rate tracing. So it is a good differential. However, it is not associated with the loss of fetal station. The baby would continue to be pushed down. This is make it incorrect. B. Fetal nuchal cord. A cord around the neck is common finding. It can cause the heart rate change like variable deceleration from cord compression. But it does not cause abdominal pain, vaginal bleeding, or late deceleration. So this is wrong answer. Normal labor is painful. The pain described as sudden and intense. Most importantly, normal labor, the baby station progression downward from 0 to +2 or +3, not upward. This choice is clearly incorrect. Vasa brevia, this condition can cause vaginal bleeding and abnormal fetal heart rate tracing. However, there is no associated abdominal pain or loss of fetal station, making this diagnosis unlikely. Uterine rupture. This is diagnosis fits perfectly. We have risk factor prior cesarean delivery. We have the sudden intense abdominal pain, vaginal bleeding, and fetal heart rate abnormality. And we have the definitive hallmark, loss of fetal station. This is our correct answer. Now, it's time to make deposit into your memo bank. This is high yield drawing that will ensure you'll never forget the key feature of uterine rupture on exam day. Are you ready? Now, with a sudden tearing pain, the baby goes up again. The heart rate starts to slow. To the OR you must go. Let's break down this powerful mnemonic. With a sudden tearing pain, this refers to the intense sudden onset abdominal pain the patient experience. The baby goes up again. This is our unforgettable hallmark, the loss of fetal station. The baby moves upward as it leaves the ruptured uterus, just like in our case, from 0 to -3 station. The heart rate starts to slow. This is point to abnormal fetal heart racing, specifically the recurrent late deceleration that indicate fetal distress. To the OR you must go. This is highlight the urgent management to prevent further compromise to the mother and baby. The patient needs an emergency laparotomy and cesarean delivery. So, to withdraw the key information from our memo bank today, when you see a pregnant woman patient with a prior uterine scar who suddenly develop extreme pain, fetal distress, and most importantly, loss of fetal station, your diagnosis is uterine rupture. The mnemonic is your key to getting this question right. Remember it, and you will be prepared for this clinical emergency. Thank you for tuning into Mnemobank. If you found this deposit valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with your colleague. Happy studying, and I will see you for our next deposit.